Hey, this is Kana Shimmy, and we're in Kana's Corner today. And I told you he'd be coming, and here he is. I have Stuttering Craig with me today of Screw Attack fame. Want to say anything to the people listening?
Yo, what's up, homies? How you doing? Thank you very much for having me on this afternoon. I really appreciate it. It's always good to hang and talk.
Exactly, and we know you talk a lot from your Side Scrollers podcast.
Yeah, always busy, very busy for sure.
Now, you started the podcast originally, and how did it form into the massive thing that is Screw Attack today?
Yeah, sure. Well, Screw Attack started way back in February 2006. We're going on 4 years. Holy cow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was actually, we have like a big archive of all of our old videos and such, and we opened up a new folder for 2010 and from 2006, 2007, I realized there's 5 folders now, and it just dawned on me that we've been doing this for a really long time. Anyways, so we started way back in February 2006 with the idea of just having this website, and the marquee item of the website was going to be our podcast, Side Scrollers. And Side Scrollers was pretty cool. I had this crazy idea of having this video game radio show, and upon further research, there's a lot of them out there. They're called podcasts. And so after a few months of producing Side Scrollers, we started producing some videos and such. And the one thing we really always wanted Screw Attack to be about was just about fun, because video games are about fun, and that's what I think a lot of people forget about. So everything we've always done has been catered to that idea. And so we started coming up with new ideas, and I've always loved old school games. So the series after Side Scrollers was the Video Game Vaults, which are still going strong today, and we continue to add shows and bring in great features like the Angry Video Game Nerd and Talking Classics, and just tons of different talent throughout the years to be a part of kind of what we're experiencing, and it's been great. It's been a really cool ride. We got hooked up with GameTrailers.com in 2007 and started producing content for them. And then we started working with IGN in 2008, which a lot of people actually don't realize. Work with IGN as well. And then, of course, we got the great ScrewAttack.com. So it's fun. It's great.
See, I knew about the game trailers and the MTV thing because I know they're kind of associated. I didn't know about IGN. Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. Well, one of the unique things that I really like about Screw Attack is we're kind of like we're kind of similar to like a producer on TV, except we do it online. We produce all these like fun shows, and then kind of like a television producer would come up with an idea and pitch it to someone else. We kind of did that with our shows, and so. In 2007, we started producing our top 10 series, our Video Game Vaults and the Angry Video Game Nerds for Game Trailers. And then in 2008, Destin came on board with Screw Attack, and we started producing Hard News and another series called The Armory. And The Armory is actually on IGN.com every Friday afternoon, and then posted on Screw Attack on Mondays. So they actually have exclusive for a couple days prior to it being on Screw Attack. So we're always busy.
I can understand that now, because we're sort of taking a chapter from your book, and Sandy, myself, and Kibbs, the 3 original members of 918 Fans, started with a podcast about an online video game, which is ironic, and then here we are today doing a 24/7 live radio station just focused on anime.
That's really, really great. I think it says a lot about how you guys have gone about doing things. I mean, you gotta. The most important thing, I get the question a lot is, how can I start my own website, and how can I do this? And, the first question I ask is, do you love doing what you do? And sometimes they go, well, yeah, I guess, yeah, kind of. But if you got to love what you do, and it's obvious that you guys do. And when you do love what you do, then, you'll be able to accomplish some great things. So, like you guys have. So congratulations.
Well, thank you very much for being an inspiration. I feel I need to say this, that our team really does look up to you guys. And I don't mean to, be all like, we worship you, but it deserves to be said, because we did kind of emulate and without copying, obviously, like the Hard News and whatnot.
No, I think iStalk is phenomenal, and I think it's very hard. People don't realize how hard it is to produce something every day. It's really, really hard, and for you guys to come up with iStalk and really, pump it out like you guys do, I think it's a huge feather in your cap. And, I think Screw Attack's kind of had that influence on a lot of sites out there. After Screw Attack, a lot of sites kind of started up and they started emulating kind of what we did with producing our shows and getting other people on board and such. And it spawned a lot of communities, but a lot of communities other than Screw Attack, which has been both a good thing and a bad thing for Screw Attack. Some have died, some have come back to Screw Attack, and it's been really interesting. But for us to have that influence on you guys, that's really, really cool, and it's pretty humbling. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. And people don't even have to make their own website anymore. You guys always focused on your fans and the people who signed up to your site, and now with the new design, it seems like that's pretty much a general focus of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We relaunched in the middle of November, and we're still getting the kinks out. We got a few really, really cool things we're going to be unveiling here pretty shortly with our new site. But yeah, it's entirely focused around community and Screw Attack. Like I said, it's always been about fun. It's always been about games, and it's always been about the people who come to the site. That's been we realized that without our community, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And that is, we're really flattered every day when people come to our site and watch our stuff and watch Hard News and watch Metal Gear Ben and watch the digital forecast and the clip of the week and all these shows that we produce. Because we realize there's other choices out there, and that if they don't enjoy it, they can just click the little red X and leave the site and never come back. So we really wanted to deliver something that allowed a platform not just for us to be seen, but for everybody to be seen. Because you go on YouTube and there's all these people who are really, really good and really, really talented, but they're getting, you can't find them. You got to sift through shows about, cooking and dogs on skateboards and, random stuff like that when there should be just one outlet just for gamers and just for gamers to showcase their awesome ability, and that's what we're trying to do.
No, I totally agree. When we're looking for reviewers or somebody that we need to fill a spot on the site, we generally go to YouTube, and it's hard to look there because on YouTube, sadly, you have, legal or illegal, episodes and things like that. So when you try and look for anime or anime reviewers, you never find the right thing.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for sure. And on YouTube, there's a lot of the hey, I have a webcam, I'm going to point it at myself, so I now have a video, or I now have an internet show, look at me type thing. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The majority of times it doesn't. So there's unfortunately with YouTube, there's a lot of good stuff, and there's also a lot of crap out there, let's be honest. So
out of sheer curiosity, with your new design,
sure.
How long did it take you guys to first off realize that you needed a new design, and how long did it take to actually make it? Sure.
Well, Screw Attack version 4, which is what we call the current site, we launched in November. We initially wanted to launch it over the summer at SGC, which is our convention we do down in Dallas. After version 3, the last iteration of the site was launched, it took me about a week to realize it's not the site that I wanted. And just conceptualizing for version 4 started like right then, and kind of figuring out what we needed to do to kind of make it what we wanted it to be. Version 3 was like it was really good for the community, but I think kind of what we're offering now is there's so many ideas and so much technology that goes into our site right now, just with the ability to have messages come to you in real time at the bottom of your page, and have new messages pop up in real time, so you know exactly what's going on. You can communicate with people. That realistically took almost a year, like from beginning to end, and it took a long time. I mean, just from me sketching out, this is kind of what we want, this is the technology we want, and then the development side of things is what really takes a long time. So you can have a site that looks pretty, like just a base site, but if it doesn't work, then what's the point?
Exactly. I mean, I had to test our current website. We originally had like a lame cheapo one beforehand, but I had to test our current one literally for about 5-6 weeks, and then our forums we magically made appear in literally a week before our launch, and we were just like, oh, is this gonna work? So it's cool that you had the time to actually sit down and plan it all ahead, and you didn't release it until it was ready. But even then, you guys are still having a little bit of bugs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you never know how things are going to go until you have thousands of people on your site. And The first day we launched, we had over 1,000 videos uploaded to Screw Attack, and it was just like a slap to the face or like a punch to the gut, where you're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? So like our entire video encoding, I don't want to get all techie on you, but the long story short is we needed to switch everything in our video. It took about 3 weeks to do, and it kind of slowed down the process of getting people uploading stuff. But we switched it all. It's all ready to go now. It's good. But there are some small things now that we're still working on. We literally just made a change right now as I'm talking to you on the site that is going to be small, but it's important actually. Down in the community area, a lot of people have been asking about if they can just see our stuff that's been posted. So we actually added a tab down in the bottom area of the site to allow people to see just the content that's been uploaded by Screw Attack staff, so they don't miss what we've uploaded if that happens. So little things like that are constantly being added that you may notice, maybe not today, but you may notice tomorrow or a week down the line. Little things to make the experience that much better.
Right, but that's all essential for the growth of Screw Attack, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think without making those changes, if you're stagnant, then nothing is good. Nothing good. If you keep doing the exact same thing that you're doing, then you're not gonna be able to get where you want to go. And that's kind of been the philosophy that I've had ever since day one. So.
All right. Well, that's some good advice. And we're gonna go on a short break, but when we come back, we'll keep on talking to the man of Screw Attack. Ever wonder what's going on in the anime world? Check out 918 The Fan every weekday for the newest iStock. We'll fill you in on everything you need to know in 3 minutes or less. Only on 918thefan.com. Hey guys, we're back, and you gave me some awesome fan questions for Stuttering Craig. So the first one is from Ichi Nader. Has the website made you a better gamer over the years?
Well, who asked it again? Ichi who?
Ichi Nader.
Ichi Nader, well, let me answer you this question, or let me answer it this way. When you play games all the time, it's funny. People say all the time, you must play games all the time because you run a video game website. And it's funny because when you have a video game website, it really cuts down on your video game time because you're so busy trying to update with content and stuff. But with that being said, I have played a lot of games that I probably wouldn't have the opportunity to play had Screw Attack never started. I think that I've gotten better at some games. I wouldn't say all games, but definitely I'm probably a better gamer. Yeah, I would say in terms of, I'm not like uber elite pro man, but I would think that I'd be able to rock some face on some old school games or even some maybe some Modern Warfare 2 or Street Fighter 4 if somebody challenged me.
Very nice. Maybe one day you can show your awesome skills on the website.
Yeah, for sure. We've done some stuff. We picked up a couple like old school arcade cabinets. Like we had an NFL Blitz / NBA Showtime machine.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, those are like two of my favorite games ever. And when Destin actually first started, I played Blitz like every day. And when Destin first started, I actually did a challenge with him where it was like, if I didn't beat him by 30 points, I'd like shave my head or something along those lines. But if I did, he had to do something else. And I ended up smoking him, and he got all frustrated and mad because that's Destin. Destin gets mad over everything. But I love doing stuff like that for sure. What
did you make him do, out of sheer curiosity?
I don't know. It's such a long time ago. The first thing I think we really made Destin do in terms of initiation on the site was something he didn't even realize. It was kind of funny because we were doing some testing for the Iron Man of Gaming that year, which is our big video game tournament. We were trying out some of these Twinkies or something for some reason or another. And Jose was in there, and Jose actually licked one of the Twinkies and handed it to Destin, and we made him eat it, but he didn't realize that Jose licked it.
Oh, God.
So he ate it. Then we showed him the tape afterwards, and he was, kind of embarrassed / mad. It was great.
Boys will be boys.
That's Screw Attack. That's right.
All right. The next question is from Zim Dude Alchemist. He says, "Yo, Craig. So how was MacFest?"
Hey, what's up, Zim? Very, very positive contributor to Screw Attack. I love listening to the tunes. MacFest was awesome. It was really, really cool this week. Actually, I was really looking forward to it. and it grew a ton from last year. I mean, they probably had over 2,000 people at MagFest this year, whereas last year I think they had about 1,200, and it definitely saw some growth. It was very, very busy. There was a great arcade there, great gaming room, lots of stuff going on. Met a lot of great people. If you're on the East Coast, I definitely suggest heading out to MagFest. Between myself, Chad, and our intern over the summer, Adam, was there, and Bernal Floss had a live performance. The Nerd had a panel and autograph signing. We met up with a couple other features. It was really, really great. Really had a good time. The only thing I'd really complain about MagFest had nothing to do with MagFest, and that was the restaurant in the hotel, which was incredibly slow the entire weekend. But other than that, the event was awesome.
I'm so jealous because I'm on the West Coast, so it'd take me forever to try and get there.
But you can go halfway there and make it to SGC.
That is true. We should totally visit that. Because we have Anime Expo, like that's July usually.
It's like the same weekend, yeah. It's like pretty much the exact same weekend. So pretty much, we're screwed. Never mind, you're not coming out to us. Never mind.
We might be able to send 1 or 2 people. You never know. We got a staff of a few guys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's something we've actually run into. We were gonna have like Mega 64 out at SGC last year, and they're like, "We'd love to come, but Anime Expo's this weekend." And I was like, "Ah, crap." Anyways.
So the last one is Anonymous asks about your experience during the Street Fighter 4 tournament.
Let's see, at MagFest or just in general?
It's something about, they said that you got to the regionals.
Yeah. Actually, GameStop, they had their Street Fighter tournament. Actually, it was good. At the time I was playing a lot, and when we had I don't think it was really fair because we had Street Fighter like a month before anybody had a chance to play it, which really allowed us to get really good and then go in and just wipe up the competition in the first few rounds.
Ouch.
And it was neat because I definitely gave us an unfair advantage, but I'm not gonna complain. So yeah, it was really, really cool. Played in the regionals. Didn't have to drive very far, which was very fortunate because I probably wouldn't have been able to make it and be away from Screw Attack for that long. But it was a really, really neat experience, and I love it when there's like national tournaments like that. Do you guys remember the old school like Blockbuster Super Nintendo video game tournaments that they used to have?
Oh God, I used to go to those when I was like in 5th grade. I'm so terrible.
No, it's great. They actually, yeah. Back real quick, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, you're 18? Okay, so, like back in the day, I'd go and compete in those things, and I was like 8 at the time, and it was like NBA Jam and Donkey Kong Country and some other game, and I was playing against some guy who's like my age now, and I lost to him, and I was like, yeah, sure, pick on this 8-year-old, and what are you going to be doing when you're 28, and here I am, I'm 28 years old, and I'm playing video games, so yeah, I'm picking on 8-year-olds still, So, kind of one of those things, calling the kettle black.
We have one more question that was from Anarcho Elk, which is one of our DJs, in relation to the Street Fighter thing. And He asked, who do you main in Street Fighter 4?
It depends. I usually play as a Sagat, and but I've been known to bust out a Sweet Dalsum or a Kuma. Dalsum's kind of like a sneaky character I'll play with, because a lot of people don't play with them. And I saw this video of this Japanese National Street Fighter 4 Championship, and this guy was playing Dalsum, and I was like, yeah, that's how you play. So kind of watched that and learned a little bit, and we'll bust him out every once in a while when needed. But for the most part, I'm a Sagat or a Kuma player.
I'm so lame. I was terrible at Street Fighter 4. I love fighter games, but I couldn't very much play without an arcade stick on that game.
No, I'm the exact same way, and that's the thing about the GameStop tournament is that you had to play on the controller, the just traditional Xbox 360 controller, which for me, I much prefer a stick compared to a controller for sure.
Give me Blaze Blue, Calamity Trigger, Tekken 6 anytime.
I have not played one round of Blaze Blue or Blah Blue or however you say it. I know I haven't had a chance to play that once, and all I hear is like great things about it, which sucks.
I would love to challenge you and get my butt whooped, but it'd be fun.
Well, I'm sure you'd win a few rounds because I've never played. Then the instincts would come in, so.
And then I'd have to hide and be scared.
For sure.
But also, I wanted to ask a little bit about your new store, Game
Sure.
Attack.
Yes. Yeah, we Game Attack launched in I think May of this past year, and when it launched, we actually brought down Jared from Name Tags fame, which was a series we had on our site, and he's actually a real life video game store manager when he was doing Name Tags, so it made a lot of sense, and he was a super stud. So yeah, we launched it, and it's been great. I mean, the economy's played a little, it's hit a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, the Game Attack, the reputation of Game Attack is a really fun store to go into. So it's that's something we try to deliver every time, and it's not just some white shelved building that feels very corporate, like a GameStop or pick any other store out there. We really wanted to do something really bright and colorful and fun. And when you walk in, there's actually video game music playing as opposed to Jeff Keighley in your ear, or and actually have a staff that's knowledgeable about games.
Oh, it's so much better to have somebody to talk to. I won't name names specifically with stores, but there's
It's okay. No filter.
I personally dislike GameStop because in the area they're not very good. They never really give you time of day, and they don't really talk to you. And at the game store, I'm a part of Game Tag. We'll talk to people for hours about the latest game coming out, or how to get past this part, or how to hook up their Wii or whatever. And I think that's really important with the stores. So it's cool that you guys are doing that.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. It's definitely a labor of love.
And you guys also have older games in the store too, as well, not just newer games like Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Our library of classic games is pretty massive. And in addition to the classic games we have, we actually we do have anime stuff in the store as well, and all sorts of plushes and cool stuff like that. So we got a bunch of great stuff. And people ask us all the time. They say, man, if you could just put Game Attack online, that would be awesome. And we actually recently did. We started. We're working with GameGavel.com now, and you can actually find a Game Attack store of some of the merchandise we have at Game Attack that you can get on there. So you can, if you go to GameGavel.com, you can see it there. And I don't know if we have a lot of stuff up there right now, but generally we do. Between 10 and 12 items of either old school or a good mixture of old school and new school stuff.
Very awesome. We're going to take one more break, and then we'll talk for another segment. So join us then and enjoy the music.
Don't go anywhere.
Exactly. Listen to him. He knows what he's saying.
I mean, I'm gonna hug you when you come back. Love you.
918thefan.com. Have you logged on today?
Who, me? No. No?
iStock's daily news show, video reviews, articles, forums, in an anime directory. Don't get left behind. Log in today. Only on
918thefan.com?
918thefan.com.
All right, 918thefan.com.
And we're back.
And we're back.
That sounded like that would have been a big hug.
Well, I can definitely provide. Hold on, let me reach out my warm big man embrace and reach out to all the G1s and fellow 91.8ers out there who I told I would hug. So this is a nice big stuttering Craig hug, reaching out to you right now, and oh yeah, that feels good. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. Hey, wash your hands. Okay, thanks.
That's a 91.8 The Fan exclusive. We have hugs from Craig. What do you have?
Suck it. Right.
So, lastly, we basically wanted to know, what upcoming projects do you have, or what would you like to plug?
Sure. Well, like I said, we got SGC, which is the Screw Attack Gaming Convention, coming up this summer, July 2nd through 4th here in Dallas. You can check it out at sgconvention.com, which we'll be making some announcements about that very, very shortly. Also, right now, we have the Screw Attack 8-Bit Glory. If you're down with Screw Attack content, we have our first DVD for sale right now for only $10. It's usually $20. It's half off. That's the Screw Attack store. If you go to the site, you can get that. But man, we have so much stuff coming up on the site. It's ridiculous. We're in the middle of a Street Fighter the movie commentary, because that movie came out 15 years ago. So we're doing that right now. Our next top 10, which we actually haven't told anybody about yet. Our next top 10 coming up, which will be on GameTrailers.com, as I spout out more links, is actually going to be the top 10 headlines of 2010. Which we are going to predict what happens. We are in the process of foretelling the future now. So you'll see that coming up in a couple weeks. But man, on the broader horizon, I'll tell you, Metal Gear Ben is going great. There's been talks of potentially putting together, after Metal Gear Ben is done, some sort of Screw Attack film, perhaps, maybe a movie. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Could you be a star?
No, no. It's one of those straight to DVD releases, you know, like where it just, you know, nobody wants to watch it, so it's straight to DVD. But it's that's something we've kind of kicked around. So there's you know, the thing about Screw Attack is you just never know. We're gonna be we like to have a good idea of what we're gonna do, but at the same time, never hold it down, because something awesome could pop up and you know, could make things really, really nice. So I think you're going to see the site change a lot in the next 6 months or so. A lot of cool new features added to the site that we haven't added yet. And you're going to see a lot of new faces showing up on the site as well, which will be really, really great.
Very cool. And before we let you go, as much as we don't want to, could you perhaps give us a bump on air promoting 918 Fan?
Sure, I will do that. Absolutely. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hey, this is Stuttering Craig from ScrewAttack.com, the greatest website in the entire freaking world. Seal of approval right there.
Thank you so much.